Hey everybody, it's Suzanne. Today I am making up a batch of the best weed killer on the planet. The best natural one anyway. There's a lot of chemical weed killers out there, and if you're interested in an all-natural approach to killing weeds, this is one that the weeds will surely be gone. I spray this in the morning, like closer to the noontime hour, where there's no dew or anything on the weed. You know, in the morning when you go out early, the plants are kind of still wet yet from the dew. Well, you want to wait till after that. So I go out sometime, not early morning, but before noon. But anyway, so you spray this on the plant, and by later on that evening, after supper or whatever, you go take a look at it, and it'll be starting to die off. The next day, it should be dead, and if not, just repeat it again. Now, I don't have any stubborn weeds, so I can't tell you about stubborn weeds, but the weeds that I have around the house, this takes care of. So it's an all-natural weed killer. It's 1 gallon of vinegar, and that's the white vinegar. That's not the apple cider one. It's the white distilled vinegar. You need 1 whole gallon of that. You need 2 cups of Epsom salts, and you need 1/4 cup of the dish soap. It's the blue one that's real famous out there. So you need those 3 ingredients, that's all. And you mix it, put it in your sprayer, and mix it up, which I am going to do here. Let's see if you can see what I'm doing. Yeah. So here's the gallon of the white distilled vinegar. So all these 3 ingredients, there's nothing harmful about them. You don't have to worry with your pets or whatever. These are just natural ingredients, no chemicals. The other thing that I use a lot of is diatomaceous earth. And that also would be the food grade of that. And that is great for pests and bugs. And I will tell you about that. So there's your vinegar. Here's the Epsom salt. 2 cups. And 1/4 cup of the blue dish soap. And let me just, I only have gloves on because I'm going to be cutting a bar of soap, or a log of soap that I made yesterday after I do this video. So that's why, and it still has the lye in it still, so that's why I have the gloves on. But this is not harmful in any way with those 3 ingredients: vinegar, Epsom salt, and your blue dish soap. Okay, so you just mix that up, and you will need a very long handle to get down in there and mix that up. And I think mine is not right here. Okay, so a paint stir or something would be good. That's not going to work. That won't work. So we need something to mix this up with. I'll stand there and shake it for a half hour. No, don't do that. Too much suds. But, alright, so if you don't have a sprayer like this, you can use a spray bottle. But this will kill your weeds. It's the best natural weed killer, I believe, on the planet. So here you are. I have it, and it will get all mixed up here. I will mix it up, and then I'll go out and do weeds, and they will be gone by tomorrow. Okay, so the other thing is that I want to tell you about, that's a natural approach to pests. It's called diatomaceous earth. Now, this is the food grade kind. Diatomaceous earth they use in swimming pools, but this is not that kind. This is the kind that you can take orally. You can see that. Anyway, this kills anything that doesn't have a skeletal system. This is mined in the Midwest, and it's pulverized or powdered seashells. So, and it looks like this. So you can take put it in your dog's dog food or your cat's cat food. Put it in water. Put it in for your chickens, all your livestock. I will, let me just pause you and get my paper on the exact dosage. Okay, here it is. It's food grade is the thing you want to look for. Make sure you're getting food grade, because you're going to be giving it in the animal's food or water. So chickens, this is a great dewormer for chickens, sheep, goats, horses, anything like that. This is 100% pure diatomaceous earth, and you can get it. I've bought it before when I used to raise chickens and pheasants and birds. I bought it with 50-pound bag, but if you don't need that much, and it's not that expensive, but if you don't need that much, you can get it just about anywhere. Just look for food grade. Okay, what it is these are crushed. It's processed and it's crushed, and it's called I'll just spell it for you. It's diatoms, diatoms, and so this is completely organic. They pulverize this and kind of make it into a powder, and you'll see it also as DE, diatomaceous earth. You can sprinkle it on your plants, or you can put it in a spray bottle with some water, and you can spray your plants with it. Anything that's a creepy crawly, anything that doesn't have a skeletal system. So worms, slugs, flies, anything like that. It's a great, it's anything that's like pests that doesn't have a skeletal system. It will kill. Now, dogs, cats, goats, sheep, horses, all that stuff, they have a skeletal system. Humans, for deworming and using it for for your worming medicine, you can put a teaspoon in the dog or cat food or in the water. It will not hurt them because they have a skeletal system, so it will not hurt them. This will kill anything that doesn't have skeletal. Worms, slugs, any kind of bugs, beetles, things like that. So why does it do that? Because when they pulverize this and make it into a powder, it is basically, it's microscopically, it's very sharp because of the the seashells that they pulverize to make into the powder. It actually is very sharp to like a slug or a worm or a pest or whatever, and that's how it kills it. And but it is safe for humans. It's think of it as like a fossil shell powder flour. It's like a flour, and it's pulverized fossil shells. Say that 5 times fast. So you can do some research of your own. It is approved by the EPA. It's all natural. In this case, it's organic. They're microscopic planktons that are ground to a fine powder, and it resembles a talcum powder when you see it. And those are called the diatoms. And so it's completely harmless to humans, anything that has a skeletal system. But it's a great dewormer for like your animals that you have on your farm, or even cats, dogs, and that. So you just put it into their food, like 1 teaspoon of it, and you don't do it like very often either, every couple weeks. Unless they have a really lot of worms or tapeworms or stuff like that, you can do it like once a week. But you'd only want to do it for, a couple doses, and then wait maybe like spring and fall of the year, so like twice a year. You can control your flies, mites, fleas, ticks. You could sprinkle a little bit on their coat, like flea powder. But you could use the diatomaceous earth. You can make your own, putting nutmeg. I've got a good recipe for making a flea powder that's all natural. If you like to stay natural or organic or in the natural line, this is great for that. And it's multi-purpose. It's for your animals, but it's also for your plants, your lawn. You can put it in your sprayer, and you can spray your grass, and you can kill the bugs out in your flowers and stuff like that around your house and yard. And it won't hurt the pets, because it's actually for pets too. You could sprinkle it a little bit, not a lot, just a little bit, maybe a tablespoon in their bedding. It's great for chickens and birds if you're raising birds or chickens. You would use it as a wormer. 2 scoops per 50 pounds for poultry feed. So if you have a 50-pound bag of laying mash or something like that, you would put like 2 little scoops and with your 50-pound bag, and mix it up, and that would be your wormer. So it could be right in your in your laying mash or your poultry feed. And I used this all the time when I was raising the birds. So for beef cattle, it's like 1% of the weight of the dry grain. So, whatever grain you're giving them, so you would give them, suggested rate for feeding would be like 1. And that's for your beef cattle, dairy cattle. That's the same thing, 1%. Calves, it's the same, 4 grams in the morning per calf. Chickens, 5% in your feed, and you can also put it in their boxes. You could dust it for mites and things like that, so you can put a little bit or on the chicken itself, but not very much of it, because you don't breathe it in, because it is like a microscopic little diatoms, and those are your crushed fossil shells. So just think of like a chicken, or think of like a cat, something small. You maybe use like a teaspoon or half a teaspoon, and then you would just dust their coat with it. Goats, 1% of the grain, or dogs, 1 tablespoon in, if the dog is 55 pounds or over, 1 teaspoon if it's a smaller dog or a puppy. So, and not heaping, that's like level. And so you would do that like once a week for a couple weeks. Cats, the same thing, 1 teaspoon, not heaping, level. And you can also mix 1 tablespoon in a spray bottle of water and spray your animal for fleas and mites and things like that. So diatomaceous earth, it's DIATOMACEOUS, earth, is food grade, and you can Google that, but it's got a lot of uses, and I've been using it for years. It, you know, it's the food grade, so it's for human consumption as well as all your pets. Just not a whole lot of it, and not a whole lot of it at one time. You know, stretch it out. And I used to only do the chickens. I used to only do spring and fall, or before showtime, because I did show them at the fair. So I would, you know, you would get yourself in a routine, but just don't over medicate. So that's the thing with diatomaceous earth. Great stuff. All natural, organic in some cases if you buy it that way. But it's an all natural product. And you know, it's from the oceans, so it's good. Amazon has it, as well as a lot of wherever you buy your feed from, they probably carry it. But anyway, it's good stuff. I highly recommend it. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel so I can get subscribers. And I hope you have a wonderful day.